red corner, Emmett.
Andy Emmett, training out of Can-Do Martial Arts in Abingdon, Oxfordshire, under the tutelage of Ben Richardson, Simon Squires, and a certain Chris Fensom, jiu-jitsu extraordinaire. Andy's a real up-and-comer, good at everything, well-rounded, got some really nice jiu-jitsu. He's going to have his hands full tonight with Simen Grottum from Frontline Academy.
Yeah, it seems, honestly, more and more that I see these Frontline Academy guys, did they just like thaw out ancient Viking warriors and, you know, teach them a little bit of martial arts, or show them like some UFC videos and now just turn them loose upon an unwilling or an unwitting UK population? I'm not saying that Andy Emmett's out of his depth or anything like that. I'm just saying these Frontline guys, they certainly don't get on those planes to the UK without murder on their minds.
You say plane, I imagine a Viking warrior ship and then just rowing over angry.
That must have been what they've done. Oh, it is Simen.
Simen does not translate that well into English, but Simen is coming in. Simen is coming in hot.
Yeah. He's a bit pale, Simen. A bit pale.
Simen's from Frontline, travelled all the way from Norway. They've got Eduardo Tetarios, number 6 no-gi grappler in the world, teaching jiu-jitsu there. They had, I think, 5 or 6 gold medals at the European Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championships. They've also got a Muay Thai program. They've got several guys in the UFC and the top MMA shows around the world. So we know Frontline bring it.
Definitely. And as he's looking to step into the cage right now, the Frontline Academy has made a real statement tonight with all victories. I'm sure they're looking to keep a clean sheet here tonight, and Andy Emmett is looking to spoil that show for them. Just waiting for final instructions. Frontline fighter is getting from his very experienced and very well-rounded coaching.
Frontline had a good night, hey? Have they all lost one yet this evening?
Not yet, no, it's a clean sheet for them.
I think the last Battle Arena they had one loss with some sketchy leg lock dude. But they've been smashing it this evening.
Yeah, they've got 4 victories. Sorry?
In Norway, is there just nothing to do with train?
Obviously.
It's just a wood, the middle of nowhere, and just a mat. Always train.
Yep, train, have fun. They've got a pretty good hockey team, but looking at Simen right now, you wouldn't actually notice. He looks like one mass, but he's actually made up of many, many different organisms.
What?
As we all know.
Andy looking focused, very skilled martial artist. Simon Squires, Justin McCready in his corner.
And his opponent, the fighter in the blue corner, weighing 70.1 kilograms, fights out of Frontline Academy, Simen Grottum.
Look at those
cornrows. Exactly, cornrows of a Norwegian fighter.
You shouldn't have long hair if you're an MMA fighter.
Sweet. I hope one day I can be Hobo Jesus. All right, Simen versus Andy Emmett. There, good touch of gloves. Simen with a leg kick.
Andy,
oh wow,
driving forward, nice
lovely little combination.
Left,
Simen
right
comes
kick.
over the top.
Simen using the jab really well.
Simen hit him in the face there.
Oh, Andy's shooting for the takedown. Oh, great hip toss.
Wow.
Impressive takedown by Simen.
That was very powerful.
Andy's using that under making space, trying to get his feet to the cage, make some room. Oh, Simen's looking for that arm lock straight away.
Very, very tight.
Oh, but it gave Andy the space to get out. I think Andy should maybe...
This is a wild fight at 70
avoid
kilos.
these grappling exchanges and stay on the feet, but he's shot for a takedown.
Shot for takedown.
Has he ended up on top? Simen's looking for that arm. He's in a triangle. Oh, no.
He's got a reverse, kind of an opposite side triangle. He's
looking for an omoplata. Andy gets out of it beautifully. Really well done posture there from Andy.
Wow.
Andy needs to take his time. He's in. Clearly, Simen's very aggressive with his guard. Andy needs to be very patient. Look it up. And he's cinched up that triangle again and an omoplata again, but Andy's got out again.
Really good.
Andy needs to look to pass those legs. End up on top. Throw some bombs.
Comes up with a bomb of his own. Hits Simen in the face. Simen shoots and takes him down.
And he's on the bottom now in half guard. Could be an awkward position. What he needs to do is get on his right side Try and make some space and slide back to a full guard. It's going to be very difficult with Simen's head there.
Yeah, Simen might be a little bit spent right now. He's a bit exhausted. He's breathing, and Andy is putting a lot of pressure on his head, preventing him from moving or really getting the pass.
Andy's got the lockdown. I know a lot of the can-do MMA guys, they really like that lockdown. They do a little bit of 10th Planet style and combat submission wrestling, Eric Paulson style. So he's using that lockdown really effectively.
Definitely going to come and train with these guys. Awesome work.
Nice lockdown. He's really using that to stay safe.
Stalling a bit of the momentum Simen had.
Wonderful bridge. Oh, very unlucky.
Saves him there, but he ends up getting back into a guard.
It got in space. Oh, maybe hit him from the bottom. Wasn't the smartest.
Big right hand down the middle.
And he's doing a really good job in these transitions. Oh, lovely little trip. Oh, but he ended up on the bottom. That's very unlucky.
Yeah, very hard unless you pop your hips to take somebody down with a big throw there. There we go. Simen getting some instructions from his corner while Andy Emmett gets the same. Such a fast-paced round, but I guess my impression is that Simen Grottum from Frontline Academy just had the better of the exchanges, ended up on top.
Let's not forget Andy's did a really good job of escaping, transitioning really well. He's looking for his own takedowns. He got that back trip at the end.
Not giving up any submissions, really avoiding those. There's a well put together string there for Andy Emmett. See if he can come back. And you said he was relatively new, wasn't he?
He is relatively new to the MMA game. I mean, he's rocking that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu white belt proudly, a Roger Gracie white belt. He's coming here against the frontline guy who's very experienced and holding his own. It's very impressive. Will we see a change of plan from either fighter? I think Andy was maybe having quite a lot of success on the feet.
Simen's definitely keen to get back into the middle. Oh, Andy's just coming in, throwing hands. Both of them, both fighters throwing hands.
I like Andy's little left-right kick combo.
I do. I really like that. It's just a very standard, very basic thing, but doing the basics properly is what's important at this level. Simen lands a kick to the body. Big overhand right. Simen's moving off the center line very well now.
Oh, ducked under that spinning back fist.
Excellent little takedown. Can Andy Emmett use it to maybe take the back, but that overhook, that wizard position there from Simen was really strong, and now he ends up on top.
I like to see Andy try and stay on the feet. He's just getting just the slight worse end of these grappling exchanges. But in the striking, he's landing some bombs.
Whoa. Big right hand comes up over top. Andy really it seems to, oh, he's looking for that scissor sweep momentarily. Very hard to get that in MMA, especially as they're very slippery here in the second round.
Andy's doing a really good job of staying safe. He's using the wrestling to kind of pause Simen's attacks.
So he's locking him down with shoulder pressure.
Simen is all over him.
Can Simen pass into mount?
Nice, Andy. Fantastic bridge. Oh, he's unlucky not to escape with that.
Looks for it again.
Oh, now he's on the bottom of mount. He paid the price, but he got that butterfly hook in.
This is a really good display of jiu-jitsu from Andy Emmett.
I'm taking
especially under
all
pressure.
the credit. He's got to be careful. Simen is looking to set something up, but Andy's got such very strong half
into
guard.
quarter guard momentarily. Can he posture up and land any shots? I know the Frontline Academy standout. Simen Grottum is looking for it, and now he's in a full mount.
This is a problem for Andy. He needs to choose his moment, look to get a powerful bridge going. Just like that. Oh, he was unlucky.
Thing is, those are so few in supply. If we were looking at this as like an energy meter, each one of those bucks is going to take 20-30% off of your ability to do it again. And there's Simen.
Oh, he's looking for that arm triangle. Will he be able to cinch it up?
He's crossed over to the side. His hips are low.
And he's got that phone, that hand to the ear. We go, answer the phone, answer the phone. And that means he puts his left arm on his ear, and it makes it hard for Simen to submit
really
him.
well. Andy Emmett is fighting really hard, and I think he's out.
What a warrior.
If nothing more than a
Now he's
moral
gotta be
victory.
careful.
That's excellent. Now he stepped back over
He's back at the bottom of the mount. He's looking for that triangle.
in an S mount here. It looks like
Watch it, Andy needs to watch that triangle. Oh, very nice transition from Simen. He gave up on it, got straight back to mount without losing position. That's often the problem. You go for a submission and you lose position because of it. But Simen has demonstrated some very
he's got a high
slick
mount now, which is very
transitions.
dangerous for Andy Emmett. He's landing some big shots.
Andy's tried to buck out with 10 seconds to go.
There's no...
Oh.
Andy Emmett will not be deterred, though. He just keeps fighting. He's so tenacious. Excellent.
We think of the Norwegians as warriors. We've got to think of Andy as a warrior.
Wow, what a good round for Simen. But Andy Emmett really showing a display of ability, heart, skill. A few of his takedown attempts have been really excellent. And his ability to kind of keep Simen off of him at the very beginning was pretty good. But Simen settled in, got into mount, and really took that.
Andy's possibly looking the more fatigued of the two fighters. Struggling to get out of that mount. Look, I think Andy's going to throw caution to the wind and come out and throw some bombs.
He better.
He's 2 rounds down.
Yep.
Got to throw caution to the wind.
That's what you got to say. You got to tell your fighters. It's much more difficult when when it's a close fight and you've got to try to eke out a decision possibly. But Andy knows he can just throw caution to the wind. There's no pressure on him.
And you
he
think
needs to throw.
If you were coaching, would you say, look, you're 2 rounds down, go for it? Would you be honest?
Always, always.
Me too.
I would say you're doing well. This is what's working for you. Now go and apply that. But understand that you have to make something happen now, and you can, and you will. Come on, Andy Emmett. Touch gloves and throw bombs. Let's go. Don't look for the grapple because he's going to beat you in those exchanges. Nice kick high. If he just catches you with one of those, there's always a possibility. But it just really looks like...
Oh, wonderful
wow.
duck and counter kick.
As I say that, unfortunately, they get back into a tussle. But Simen's just the stronger of the two fighters, it looks like. Physically stronger, a bit more athletic.
It's almost like he's done more wrestling, more top pressure. Andy is taking a few shots at the bottom. Will he be able to stay safe? He's using the foot on the hips to keep space. It's so irritating when your head is up against the cage like that because you can't move away from this ground and pounder. But Andy might have a triangle.
He does. He needs to reach up and grab his shin and possibly pull it down.
Lucky to use. I think the cage saved Simen there.
He goes for the other side. He needs head position. He needs to break the posture with the head. Control the head a bit more.
Grab the foot. Oh, Simen did a really good job of getting out of that. Oh, and a wonderful pass there from Simen. Simen and Grottum, very impressed by his submission defense and transitions.
Yeah, it's
and
not like
hit him from the bottom. There's no quitting him.
It's not like it's been an easy night for Simen either. He's had to avoid submissions. He's had to stave off big bombs from Andy Emmett. You'd think he could possibly work the finish, maybe. Looks like maybe he's focusing on an arm there, maybe. No, maybe an arm triangle attempt. It's hard to see from this angle. Now he's passed over into a quarter guard, now into mount. Can he get the hooks in on the back? With Andy Emmett being probably fairly fatigued now from wrestling and the grappling exchanges, can Andy spin in?
Oh, that body triangle. Everyone hates that body triangle. It's so difficult to get out of.
This might work against Simen because he doesn't have control of that right hip, and he might be able to spin in, but it looks like he's got it fairly...
Andy's so tough. He's got that chin down.
Andy Emmett, you're the man. You really are. Good way to pull that down across the head.
Still fighting.
Never stops. Oh,
no.
Wow. Andy, what a great showing of heart and ability.
And wonderful jiu-jitsu wrestling from Simen. Slick transition.
And his cornrows are still pretty neat.
Yeah,
so that's good.
For a man with long hair, some good jiu-jitsu.
Fight for a title.
I'd like to see a rematch between these two. Andy was just
a little bit green.
A step behind. It was almost like they was very similar technically, but Simen was just a tiny bit stronger. That made all the difference.
If Andy's walking around 70 kilos, understand that you're going to meet guys like Simen, obviously, who is cut down. And 66 might be your... what is this?
He's
anyway,
Indian Norwegian.
Is that appropriation of Native American culture?
Cultural appropriation.
What the hell? As a proud Canadian, I have to say, well, never mind.
So 2 minutes and 3 seconds of the final round. We have your winner by a rear naked choke from the blue corner, Simen. Grottum. And please make some noise for your runner-up, Emmett. Tough fight. He was a tough guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he don't give up too easy, huh?
Definitely not. Second round, you had the arm triangle. Did you think you could finish with that?
I couldn't get close enough to the floor to finish it either. I heard he was still breathing, and he got out of it good, so I chose to change the position instead to keep him stay on top.
Yeah. And then there was a few points where you had you maybe a triangle. Was it close or?
Although the triangle wasn't that close, I had a hand inside the first time, and on the second time, we were both very sweaty and a little tired, so thanks to my corners, it's screaming, stop, that means get up, that's the same thing we say in the morning, stop. So I get up on my feet and then I go to triangle.
Good, and then obviously the last round, you managed to get the mount position in turn and got the rear naked choke.
Yes, I was very happy because I was very tired. So,
yeah, it was a great fight, good submission finish. Last thing, I'm going to ask you about these feathers, what are they for?
they're bigger feathers.
Any reason?
Yeah, I enjoy the native tribes of the world. They got the shit down. They got really good knowledge and wisdom. Everybody should seek it. I encourage everybody to seek deep wisdom.
Awesome, mate. Well, congratulations. Great finish, great win. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your winner, Simen. Grottum.